Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Vault. My name is Rob. It's good to see you guys back here on the channel. As you've seen on the title and the thumbnail, today's video I want to go through my Crow collection. I've recently done another type of these videos about my Halloween collection, so I'll stick a link up in the corner if you want to check that out. If you're into the horror stuff, kind of goes through all my stuff that I have related to the Halloween movie. So once again, in this video, I want to go through what I have in relation to the Crow movies. Big fan of the Crow, the first one, the original, one of my favourite movies of all time. Big fan of Brandon Lee, and unfortunately his untimely passing during the making of this film sort of built the hype up for this film a lot more than maybe it should have been at the time back in 1994. So let's just kind of dive into what I have in my collection. So right as we get into the collection here, I'm wearing my Hangman's Joke t-shirt. That's the name of the band Brandon Lee is in the movie The Crow. I picked this up online years ago. I have a couple more Crow t-shirts. I'm not going to get into those, but let's kind of dive into the movie stuff. So I'm going to go through DVDs first. This is what I have. I actually never got The Crow on VHS, so I'm on the lookout for that to add it to the collection, just for the sake of having. But the first DVD was this release of The Crow on DVD. This is the Entertainment in Video DVD release. There's just a paper slip in there and the silver DVD disc. Exclusive Brandon Lee's last interview on camera and some never before seen footage is basically the bonus features on this. This is the old school 4:3 aspect ratio on this DVD release. So that was the first one that I got to the collection. The second one up then, Entertainment in Video, came out, I can't see a year, but they brought out this 2-disc collector's edition DVD once again. So this had a whole different sort of 2-disc, of course. So you get a small little booklet. It's not really a booklet, it's literally just a leaflet, and you get disc 1 and 2. But what they've done here is they've done 2 different versions of the movie, interestingly enough. So disc 1 has the anamorphic widescreen version of the movie, 1.85 to 1 version of the movie, Dolby Digital 5.1, DTS 5.1, commentary, deleted scenes, extended footage, all that sort of stuff. Disc 2 on this has the old full frame version of the film 1:3:3 to 1, so that 4:3 aspect ratio. Dolby Digital 2 channel stereo sound, featurette, James O'Barr profile, Brandon Lee's last on-screen interview, same as the last one. They have a kind of a feature comparison, 16:9 to 4:3 is kind of interesting. Art, production, design, storyboards, all that sort of stuff. So the next one up then in the collection, years ago when you're able to get your DVD player chipped to play Region 1 DVDs from America, because I'm Region 2 here in Europe, I was able to get this Miramax Dimension. This is The Crow, the Ultimate 3 Movie Collection. Now weirdly enough on this they've gone with Eric Mabius out of the third Crow, Salvation, on the cover here of the box. It's kind of weird. The back just has the 3 movies. There's the side, so the 3 movies are in here. Limited edition commemorative booklet, it says, which is literally just this tiny little book. And just kind of has a quick little thing about the movie, couple of comic book things in there, 3 writings on the 3 movies. It's kind of nicely embossed, or not embossed. The back of it kind of has that gloss kind of thing you might be able to see there on the video. So once again, this is basically just the Region 1 of the last one I talked about, the 2-disc. It's all the same stuff, except it's Region 1 NTSC 2-disc. So it's just one slip. Disc 1 is there and disc 2 is there. So then next one up, of course, was 96's, I believe, The Crow, City of Angels, with Vincent Perez in there, directed by Tim Pope. Exclusive director's cut of the movie. This Miramax Dimension released this spectacular sequel to The Crow. I don't really know about that. What I liked about this movie was Mia Kirshner and Iggy Pop in there. Was pretty cool. Vincent Perez was okay, I guess. Same inside, just the leaflet and the silver disc there. So that's The Crow, City of Angels. And the third one to round out this box set is The Crow, Salvation, of course. I can't even director Bharat Naluri. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But you have Eric Mabius in the lead as the kind of the Crow character. Kirsten Dunst is in this. You know, a lot of people know her. Who else in this? Jodie O'Keefe is in there. William Atherton, Fred Ward. There's it's a pretty decent cast. It's just not the best. I didn't like the Crow transformation scene in this movie, and same again on the inside, just one cardboard and one leaflet and the silver disc. But that's that Crow Ultimate Movie Collection Region 1. Next DVD here is The Crow Wicked Prayers. This was the fourth one. A lot of people don't even know this kind of came out, but who directed this? Lance Mungia, whoever he is. No disrespect, I have no idea. Never heard of him before or after this. So weirdly enough, in this one you have Edward Furlong. You may know as the kid from Terminator 2, in this as the kind of the Crow character. Who else have we got in this? Tara Reid, David Boreanaz from Buffy and Angel is in there as well. Yeah, it's not great at all, but you know, had to have it in the collection. Inside is pretty plain, just a disc there. And who released this? Dimension Home Video was the release on this one. Next one up is a weird one I kind of picked up online. It doesn't have a cover, so I made one. This is The Crow. This is the work print of The Crow. So this has a lot of footage with property of Crow vision, you know, across it's VHS quality. It's really, really bad. So as far as I know, the work print is basically a version of the movie, and they're kind of trying different music here and there, which you can see in the movie. So if you are fortunate enough to have this copy of the movie, I picked it up years ago off of the eBay, the good old black marketplace for stuff like that. It's a really bad VHS quality version of the movie, but I wanted to point out here it has a significantly longer runtime than any official release of The Crow. I have two different Blu-ray versions here where they are like 97 minutes long, and then I bought a version from Australia which is 102 minutes long, so it's 5 minutes longer, but the work print version is 121 minutes long. And it doesn't include, there's no intro and there's no end credits, so it's considerably longer. And what I find really interesting about that version of the movie is it contains unfinished special effects shots. I'll try and stick in pictures here where it just basically says, you know, scene missing. And what's really interesting and kind of weird as well is all those scenes where Chad and Jeff double for Brandon after he passed away. You can hear the raw audio of them saying the lines to the actress playing Sarah in the apartment scene and stuff like that. It's really weird to see. There's some definitely, you know, when you know a film so well, there's definitely some alternative takes that are not in the, you know, the released version of The Crow, of Brandon saying stuff differently. There is a whole other scene of a woman in the arcade bombing that Brandon encounters in the alleyway on the way back to the apartment. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. If you can source that version of the movie and you're a fan of the movie, I highly recommend checking it out. So if we jump to Blu-rays next, of course, once again, the first Blu-ray version of The Crow that I picked up is the Entertainment in Video, same as the DVD artwork, the 2-disc collectors. Actually, I don't even think this is, no, it's not a 2-disc, it's a 1-disc, but this is the same as the 2-disc DVD version. All the same bonus features, literally everything. Anamorphic widescreen 1.85 to 1 presentation of the movie on this one. So this is a Region B DVD release. That was the first DVD version of The Crow I picked up. The second one was, interesting enough, years ago I used to be super into if they had different cover artwork, even though the movie and the bonus features was the same. So I saw this really interesting version of The Crow, different cover art available in Australia. Again, Region B, so it plays over here. So I picked it up, ordered it from Australia. You can see the Australian rating here on the cover. But what I kind of found really interesting about this version of the movie is it has a 1.78 full frame aspect ratio, whereas all the other versions are anamorphic 1.85. So it's a slightly different size picture on this Blu-ray version. All the bonus features are once again the same, but I really like that different cover art and the different the alternative artwork on the back. And the disc is kind of really cool, and so it just has a blue kind of swirly pattern on it there. But yeah, I was really delighted then that I picked that up and added that one into the collection. Next one up, the last version of The Crow I have on Blu-ray. This was who released this? It's Miramax Lionsgate. So this is kind of their retro VHS cover cardboard slip cover Blu-rays. So it has I'll show you the slip here. It has the, you know, you kind of see the fake VHS tape pulling out there. It has all the stickers and stuff. The fake VHS side, and the back there you can see the VHS tape and the artwork there. And this side just has the regular Crow. Really nice slip, really liked it. And again, another bonus, as I was just talking about the alternative cover art there. This is a Region A, so this is from the US. This has once again different artwork again on this version of the Blu-ray, so that was really cool to get this into the collection. the disc artwork, again, different disc artwork in there. What I kind of noticed about this version is this has audio commentary by director Alex Proyas, which I don't believe any of the other previous releases do. Behind the scenes, James O'Barr, extended scenes, deleted footage, everything else, all the bonus features are the same except that audio commentary, which I believe, yeah, this is the 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio on this one. I don't mean to keep mentioning the aspect ratios, it's just something I found interesting with that Australian release, that it was different. So that's the last Crow on Blu-ray, the VHS slip version there. I'm going to jump to books really quick here in the collection room. So you may have recently seen my sort of collection tour. I'll stick a link up in the corner to that if you want to check it out. So just all the books up here behind me. I have two kind of Crow related books here. This is The Crow, The Story Behind the Film, by Bridget Boys. I bought this book years ago. I don't actually know if there's a year on this book. Titan Books, it's released by 2004, January 2004. So it's a really old book. Really interesting, fascinating, kind of, you know, going through the whole making of the movie and Brandon Lee's accident and his death and how they finished the movie and all that sort of stuff. Super interesting if you're into The Crow. Try and check this book out. I'm not too sure if it's still available, but it's kind of one of the books I have here in the collection. The only other sort of book related thing I have in here on the bookshelf is years and years ago I bought a script for The Crow, just to kind of have like I don't know if this is the shooting script or this is just the I think this is the shooting script, but yeah, it's just kind of cool to have. It's printed out, it's all in there, and yeah, nice addition in the collection. Next up, I'm going to talk soundtracks. The soundtrack CD is the first one, this white cover one. Really cool stuff. Fantastic music on this one. The Cure, Born is like my favorite track off this, and it's a fantastic scene in the movie as well where Brandon Lee starts to put the Crow makeup on in the movie. You'll know the song that I'm talking about. Stone Temple Pilots, 9 Inch Nails, Rage Against the Machine, Helmet Pantera, Rollins Band, My Life with the Trill Kill Cult, Jesus and Mary Chain. There's a whole bunch of great artists on this. Really one of the great soundtracks of the 90s, I believe. That's the first one. So second CD is the actual score. Not the soundtrack, the score by Graham Revell. Has this different, the darker artwork. And inside, cool picture of Brandon there, and the tracks on the back. This is a great score. If you haven't, do check this one out. Next one is The Crow, City of Angels. This is a limited edition soundtrack. This is the one with the bands. Hole is on there. White Zombie, Filter, PJ Harvey, Bush. In a Lonely Place is a fantastic song. A cover of a Joy Division song, I believe. But this, you have Vincent Perez there in the CD. You have the, it's kind of like a booklet for the, you know, for the actual CD, but you get this kind of, I guess because it's the limited edition, you have a kind of little Crow, City of Angels comic book in there. Nice touch in the CD release here, limited edition Crow, City of Angels. So my first Crow vinyl sound is the soundtrack. This was a Record Store Day 2019 release. Only 8,000 of these were pressed. It's the first time ever the Crow soundtrack has gone onto vinyl. It's a double vinyl, black and white LP. I've done a whole video on this on my other channel up in the booth, so I'm going to stick a link up in this corner if you want to find out more about this. But this is a pretty cool release, and thanks to my friend Ray, I got this great addition to the collection. Next vinyl up is the Crow score, the Graham Revell score that I just mentioned there. This is brand new artwork on this one, the Graham Revell score. Fantastic artwork there. I've never seen that before. Brand new artwork, 180 gram vinyl. The back is just the track list in there. I don't believe I ever done a video on this, but when you pull it out, you get the original score, the CD score, cover art there, and different artwork on the back. And I believe this is just black vinyl. Yeah, just black vinyl, nothing special about this one, but really fantastic to have on vinyl, of course. Next up, I want to talk Laserdiscs. Once again, I don't mean to kind of keep forwarding you guys onto other videos, but I do have a Laserdisc collection video I've done on the channel a couple of weeks back, so I will stick a link up here about this, just if you want to see me talking more and see more about these. But this was the original Crow Laserdisc that I got. This is the PAL version, CLV. artwork there. I have it in a plastic sleeve. I'm not going to take it out. You can see more about these in that other video. And then I got the Japanese release of The Crow. Really, really cool. I love all this Japanese kind of writing and slip cards and stuff, and all the Japanese writing on the back, different artwork. I love all this imagery of the Crow, the where he pours the petrol out and the flames and stuff. Really, really cool. So they're the two laser discs I have in the Crow collection. As I said, I talk and show a bit more in them in that other laser disc video. I've one or two more frame stuff here in this room, and then we're going to jump into the office where I have a whole shelf of Crow stuff. Okay, so just to the left of the movie collection here, I have this really cool framed The Crow flyer that I bought from Japan. It is double-sided, so you can kind of see through it there a little bit. But I really prefer this this side of it. I just have it framed here and hanging on the wall. Really, really cool Japanese flyer for The Crow. Okay guys, I'm just in my office now next door, and I just have this massive poster of Brandon Lee framed here in the office. I bought this years ago. As you can see, it's kind of it's wrecked and it's been on there, and I have a couple of Crow movie postcards in there as well. But yeah, that's kind of the first thing framed in here. The other Crow frame picture I have is I found this really cool behind the scenes picture of Brandon Lee that I just sort of framed here, and stuck that up over the window there up in the office. Okay guys, so we are in my office now, and I kind of have this Crow display going on here, just some shelves here. I'll just kind of show you quickly up here. I have some of the bigger like action figures and stuff. These are the 18-inch, the ones with the kind of motion sensors that they talk. So I have my Crow figure up there in the corner just because it won't fit in here. Where I have this kind of whole Crow display going on. So first things first, in this kind of banner thing at the background, it's like a material banner that I picked up in Forbidden Planet years ago. It's like a painting style thing that's pretty cool. I just kind of, instead of having the wall in behind it, that's pretty cool. So a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's just kind of go at the front. I guess the main kind of thing here in the collection I really like is the this brand new 35mm trailer for The Crow. Brand new, never ran through a projector. Very rare. You guys know I'm a cinema projectionist, and I have that other YouTube channel, and this is one of my most prized Crow possessions. I did do a separate video on this, so I'll link it up in this corner here if you want to check that out. I also was able to pick up this cool German teaser trailer for The Crow 2 City of Angels. It's in this cool box with the Dolby sticker, so they're just kind of here at the front of the shelf. I have a bobblehead, I believe NECA done this. This guy in here, this was a whole figure in a glass kind of case. The glass case broke on me, and I was able to kind of save the window and stuff at the back, just because I've always had these figures out on display, so that's how that kind of got broken. This guy here, I'm not really too sure where I got this guy. His hand has fallen off, but he's held together. And we have the top dollar church rooftop action figure thing here as well. I have a couple of just bought some frames, and printed out Alex Proyas and Brandon Lee behind the scenes, and the kind of slate clapperboard off the film. Another action figure here is not like the Crow, but you know, Eric Draven, I guess, as before the kind of makeup table and stuff there behind. I have this cool Crow board game that I got years ago up there. I have a complete set of the Crow City of Angels trading cards. Anybody years ago remember the PSP? I got the Crow film. What have I got here? I have another shooting script, and these Crow comics here. A bunch of other comics in there. There's some of those Crow City of Angels trading cards I have out here. This here is a kind of a homemade display. Another cool. My friend gave these to me, so these are, if I hold these up to the light here, you will be able to see they are 35mm slides for a slide projector from the movie, so that's really cool. I just kind of made this this frame here so you can see through, so I leave them there. The cards, this thing is kind of cool. I bought this years ago. As you can see here, it's supposed to be a piece of a screen-worn shirt acquired from the world-famous Eastern Costumes. Comes with some sort of cert on the back, and I did get a certificate with it when I bought it. It's probably not real, but it kind of looks cool in that kind of plexiglass display there in the collection. That's kind of, I don't really think of anything else in here. Or that's not sort of down out of the attic and not in storage, but that's kind of everything in the kind of Crow display here in the office. Okay guys, there you have it. That is my entire Crow collection here in the movie vault. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and please consider hitting the bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Social media links are pretty active on there. Links up in this corner. Share the video if you want to give me a follow. Let me know in the comments below, have you got any of this Crow memorabilia stuff that I have, or do you have anything different? I'm always interested to see what other collectors have, but this is just stuff that I have down that's kind of on display in the collection. So yeah, let me know in the comments if what you think of any of these. At the moment, in terms of like collecting more, the only two things I'd like to add to the collection is I have seen a Korean version of the Crow on Laserdisc, which has a super cool cover that I'd really like to add. And I only ever saw it on eBay once, and it never reappeared. And the Crow on VHS, I need to grab a hold of that. I think it's fairly obtainable. It's out there. I haven't sort of bothered to go and get it at the moment. That's pretty much the reason for that. But yeah, those would be the two things I'd be like to add to the collection. Maybe some more 35mm trailers if they were out there. Probably not, but I do have the two that I wanted anyway. So once again, thanks for watching guys. I hope everyone's keeping well, and I'll talk to you on the next video.